Hello everyone and welcome to Broken Noses, the meeting spot for the best and worst of boxing. For a large part of the public, Ukrainian Oleksandr Usyk is the best boxer today. With 3 heavyweight titles, this fighter cemented his place in history after defeating Anthony Joshua on 2 occasions, during which he proved to have the courage and bravery necessary to compete in the sport's heavyweight division. Despite this achievement, there are still people who think that Usyk simply stumbled upon Joshua and his career is no more relevant than, for example, Andy Ruiz, a fighter who also defeated the Briton at one point. Up next, I will explain why Usyk is the best boxer in the world, and believe me when I tell you that the victories over Joshua are just the cherry on top. The first achievement is undoubtedly his amateur supremacy. Between 2006 and 2013, Usyk had 109 amateur fights, winning 94 of them. In 2012, he won the gold medal at the London Olympics for the heavyweight division, and among the rivals he faced in the amateur ranks were Sergey Derevyanchenko, Badu Jack, Sean Porter, Artur Beterbiev, and Joyce. The latter coincided with Usyk in the World Series of Boxing. Take a brief look of this 5-round encounter.
The ropes, he moves, good shot from Usyk as well. That left hand is in and out. This is looking for the uppercut as well. There's a straight punch combination. Right hand a little bit low, but it's a good round, I think, for the Olympic champion. I think the corner have said to him, get on that front foot, close that gap down. He's just got to keep that right hand a little bit higher as he... Usyk's getting through here. Into southpaw. Oh.
Former world champion. And again, 2, 3, 4 punch combination from
Ukraine Ottoman's Oleksandr Usyk.
Moving on to the professional territory, I remind you that this fighter has only had 20 fights. His first title came against Krzysztof Glowacki in 2016. This Polish boxer was undefeated in 26 fights and came off important victories over Marco Huck and Steve Cunningham. Usyk went to Poland to win the title as follows.
Krzysztof Glowacki is the world champion.
Lovely left hand as well.
He's not a fancy punch picker with straight shots.
Nice left hand from Usyk.
Glowacki lean in, fall short.
Glowacki loads with everything. That's a nice little short combination.
Of Usyk, he can be hit, but there he goes with a right hand back. I'm enjoying myself here, and if he backs up Glowacki, Dave, then the Polish...
You see all these counter punches that he's throwing are falling short, and that's a good 4 or 5 punch combination there.
Absolutely.
But it's very rare he's such a big man.
Oh, big left hand, right hand. True champion. Is he going out on this sword here?
Champion of the world, Oleksandr!
A year later, Usyk traveled to the United States to face Michael Hunter, a boxer who, according to some boxing experts, could give anyone problems. What did Usyk do with him?
Took the legs out of Hunter, and right now Hunter is hurt with a left hook, and it might be over.
Usyk drives Hunter into the ropes again.
Hunter should take a knee here if he wants to go the distance and clear his head.
He's in danger to get knocked out.
Yep.
Bill Clancy is giving... And now Hunter's going to survive this and probably finish the fight.
Maybe not. Even though they're 8 seconds, it's not too late to stop it.
8 seconds is a long time when you have to throw punches back, and over 10 punches been thrown just now.
Alexandrovich.
5 months later, Oleksandr entered the World Boxing Super Series, a tournament that brought together the best of the best in the cruiserweight division. In his first fight, he practically toyed with Marco Huck.
Single phase attack, but short to the mark, and now beginning to bring uppercuts through the middle. Hook made a left hand success. Downstairs and upstairs from Oleksandr Usyk. What a left hand, what a combination. Now Usyk. Good right hand lands from Hook, and the showboating in evidence from Oleksandr Usyk, saying, yeah, is that your Sunday? Use a lot of punches coming from Oleksandr Usyk. Left hand success, and then a snaking underhand way out of the corner. Uppercut ripping through the middle. Robert Bird poised, taking a close look. Usyk working away furiously. Shots underneath. Robert Bird has stepped in and has waved it off. In the 10th round of this contest, Oleksandr Usyk.
The semi-final brought him together with the current second-best cruiserweight in the world, Maris Briedis. The Latvian was undefeated and held the WBC belt. Usyk went to Briedis' backyard for the Unification bout.
Success, one to the head, one to the body. Back comes Usyk with a right hook, left. Good left jab from Briedis, but then a jolting southpaw left. Undefeated cruiserweight prospects Mikel Lawal. For the majority of this 5th round, he spits a fleck of blood and his head is buffeted by willingly conceding that this is the biggest fight of his career as he lands with a good left hand which drives Briedis backwards. Briedis becoming a little bit disorganized. Neither really found a mark during that fusillade, but that left cross most.
Oleksandr Usyk.
Coming to the final, Usyk already had 2 belts. The remaining 2 belonged to the Russian beast, Murat Gassiev. Interestingly, the Russian was trained by Abel Sanchez, who was also training Gennady Golovkin at the time. The comparisons were obvious, and Gassiev's reputation spoke for itself. If you don't believe me, just watch.
Jabbing, moving out of range.
Big shot that drops Schimmel! And this fight is over!
He's out. Stay back.
Questions. Gassiev with an uppercut, followed by a body shot, and down goes Bondarchuk! This may be done!
This fight's over, Ray.
Search of Dortikov once again. Oh my goodness! A single left hook has sent Dortikov down to the canvas. Referee Eddie Claudio issuing the mandatory.
Watch how Usyk nullified Gassiev in the final, which, by the way, was played in Russian territory.
Inexperience show up in favor of the body beneath Usyk's right elbow. Beautiful counter left hand. If anything, that can be done to deter him. Beautiful left hand and then a right uppercut. Here in round 6, as it was in the opening round. But body shots sometimes.
He's probably now best part 15.5 stone now, and the hand speed is tremendous.
Changes in his corner team. Beautiful left hand on the end of that volley of punches once again. Sanchez saying audibly, I would rather see you try, but this is a blistering start to deter. Impossible to discourage. There's a cracking long left. Still coming forward, looking for the finishing shot, but look at the volley of punches he's being subjected to from Usyk. This is terrific stuff. Some success as he targets the body effectively once more. Usyk intimating that is to keep the punches up, but after going through that momentary discomfort, Usyk flowing as freely as mercury. Deep into this 12th and final round, the 10-second clap.
Usyk took all 4 belts with that victory, and the only possible opponent left was the Englishman Tony Bellew. Obviously, Oleksandr traveled to England to face him and clean up the division as follows.
Behind him and score, and then he nailed him right in the middle. Down he goes with the left hand. The momentum we saw.
Between 2019 and 2020, Usyk only fought twice, both times in the heavyweight division. After the pandemic-induced inactivity and his tight decision victory over Derek Chisora, many expected Usyk to take the classic path of today's boxers. More money at less risk. Instead, the Ukrainian thought about his legacy and took more money and more risk when he faced champion Anthony Joshua. For those who have forgotten, I remind you that Usyk was one of the top 3 pound-for-pound boxers in the world at that point. Some even had him first, so the boxing demonstration against the Englishman only elevated his status.
AJ is in trouble.
Do you believe this?
Yes, I believe it. Yes, I believe it.
A fight. And new heavyweight champion of the world.
The rematch was more complicated. Without taking anything away from Joshua for the great fight he gave, Usyk was not at 100%. In the months prior, the war in his country caused him to lose a considerable amount of weight, something visible in the photos on screen. Even so, this boxer's heart carried him through a very even fight.
Erase the memory of an excellent round for Anthony Joshua, and some good shots land from Oleksandr Usyk.
That check hook from Usyk was very sneaky.
Big left hand connects from Usyk. Usyk firing back. Joshua's in a little bit of trouble here. To the body. A left hand downstairs, but Joshua meets him with a right hand.
And still the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
Unfortunately, Usyk could not secure the fight with Tyson Fury for the undisputed unification of the heavyweight division. The Ukrainian accepted a 70-30 split against him, and still the fight could not be made. Who was to blame? If you ask me, I believe more in a guy who has never had problems making fights, and who has no problem traveling to his opponent's home. But well, everyone has their own opinion about that. In summary, Usyk was an Olympic heavyweight champion. He won his first world title against a Pole in Poland, defended it against a German in Germany, unified it against a Latvian in Latvia, became undisputed against a Russian beast in Russia, cleaned out the division against an Englishman in England, and became heavyweight champion against another Englishman in his home. Each of those opponents belonged were elite at the time, so if after reciting these facts you believe that Usyk's career is on par with Andy Ruiz's, let me tell you that you are absolutely mistaken. If you liked the video, don't hesitate to like and share it. Subscribe for the latest news, opinions, and predictions in the sport of boxing. Until next time.
You're a superhero.